Yeah, once he dies, obviously he gets to see everybody's screen. He's a glorified coach, really, in that respect, Hawker. But we're jumping into this one. It's FURIA versus Complexity. They're looking to lock themselves in a matchup against Vitality. One of these teams is going home here at DreamHack Masters, and that's not a result either side would want this early on. CT side start here for FURIA on Mirage and Complexity. They've got Rush running down the underpass. He's going to be looking for the opening kill onto Serato, and it's the Brazilian that comes out on top of the first duel.
Serato might need some assistance on mid though. Junior here to help, but Serato's out of there. And now Junior might have to play it a bit safer. Here comes Art though, trying to take the fight, and he's instantly forced back.
Vinny walking down ramp, JKS dropping back. Actually, the highest rated player, you were saying, Hawk coming into this one, looking very solid for Complexity, starting to maybe find a bit more comfortability in the team. FURIA making the right call. They're sending players over to the B side of the map, and that's exactly where Complexity are leaning towards, but they've sent a couple of players into the underpass.
Definitely trying to work this mid round, but got to be very careful. FURIA have 3 players at the ready on this B bomb site. They even have a kit if they have to play retake on A, but because Vinny is pushed into A ramp, they're just going to stick with this 3B stack.
And this could work out perfectly for them as Complexity are setting up for the execute. FURIA have enough members here to dispel this attack for Complexity into the pistol. 30 seconds left. Config starts to run on in. Poison clearing out Art immediately. Config in with a headshot. Junior trying to step up now. The North American goes down to Poison, and it's all on Vinny. Other side of the map, not enough done for the 3-man setup of FURIA. And once again, it is Vinny who is tasked with trying to figure out how to pull this one back. Walking into the market. He's not looking to the left side here, Vinny. A player close by, and it's BleMF, the big friendly giant, not so friendly in this one.
Yeah, the BFG coming through for Complexity. Mainly though, Poison and Config, especially Config getting involved early with some kills. We heard him be talked about in the pre-game. We heard Blair point out that when Config plays well on this map, he is a real key to the Complexity playstyle on Mirage. And that goes through with the stats too. He's been their best player on Mirage in the last 6 months. So hopefully we get that good performance out of Config that we will be looking for. Right now though, it's just the USPs for FURIA. So should be able to get a good performance out of Complexity in this round.
I'm going to be walking down into the ramp. Just USPs now for FURIA. Grouping up, trying to be the strength in numbers. But speaking of strength, here comes BleMF. First kill and a second lined up as well. They know that all the pesky FURIA players are around these corners, and Rush getting some money on the Mac 10. 2-0 for Complexity. Good start into this one, and FURIA will finally have some cash to play with.
You know what, Dinko? I always appreciate teams that make those rounds quick.
Oh yeah.
Just from a viewer's perspective, I want those USPs out of there. I want the proper gun rounds, the main meal that we've all come here to see.
CCVP. And while BleMF obviously getting a lot of action done with the AK, but it's the money you look to for Rush picked up. And he's going to keep that Mac 10 coming into this one. But FURIA, they've invested Junior onto the AWP early. Round 3, and he's picked it up. Let's see if he can hold this play up short. BleMF swinging. Luckily, Junior pulls out his scope quick enough. It looked like he was going to be on scope, but it looks like FURIA are going for some ramp progression. They've put Art beyond the smoke, pushed up into the ramp.
Oh, wow. Config might sneak through this connector smoke, and no one has eyes on this right now. He's going to get into enemy lines here.
Yeah, Config could set it up, and Art as well in ramp. This could be blow for blow, but they're waiting for Config to come into play. And finally, blood is drawn. It's a play out from Complexity. They're wrapping on 2 fronts. Art and Yuri both go down, and a 3v3 with a bomb plant confirmed here for Complexity. They're going to play the post plant.
Gap in the smoke, and Vinny makes the most of it. Early kill onto Config makes this retake much easier, especially with Poison trapped on the site. He's fighting alone, and that leaves it all on Rush.
Rush into the 1v3, hiding in a sandwich. Multiple players starting to come this way, and it's going to be difficult for him to isolate these fights. Knowing exactly where he is with lack of cover, really, when he gets that first pick. And now they know exactly where he is, and the trade comes in from Vinny. That'll be the round picked up for FURIA. A good start for the round for Junior on his ult, but Vinny steps up with most of the kills there. 3 coming in for him.
Yeah, it's nice having that AWP in those early rounds, because it is quite common for your opponents to go for a fast play in that first gun round to try and catch you off guard, because sometimes they're not going to expect you to have that AWP so soon. So Junior was just waiting in connector, spotted some of that early aggression. Complexity still got it into a pretty good position, though. Using that mid presence to their advantage, they were able to sneak in behind. But credit to FURIA for making sure they hold on. And now in this one, a couple of nades used early, but all of Complexity stacked in those B apartments.
Yeah, and there's 3 players over at the B side of the map right now for FURIA. They're in the perfect spot to deal with this. Vinny's found the first pick. Rush, he goes down, but Vinny gets a 3K. Rush, Poison, and Config out of the round. And Art now playing back from Van. A couple of players just in front of him, still up in the apartments is BlimF and JKS, and they will both fall. FURIA so clean, untested. And Vinny again with back-to-back 3Ks.
And so far, the calls look solid for FURIA. I mean, you think of the rounds they've had so far. B stack on the pistol round with 3 players. It was the right read, it just wasn't well executed on the whole. Then we get that first gun round where they aren't as prepared for the mid plays you might want, but they do get the early kill. They're able to retake A, and then in that round, they were really well prepared on the B site. Plenty of players in position to lock it down, and Complexity are quite literally assembling a juggernaut right now, Dinka.
They're going to try and move as a unit. They do sort of look like a person, but they haven't got a head up there, so it looks like just the shoulders. Right now, I'm loving this. Let's see if any mid-aggression comes in for FURIA. This seems to be the anti-FURIA pistol strat, right? You kind of know they're going to walk into at some point. They're hoping that comes through in this round, but FURIA respecting this round, they should have an idea that the money is not that great for Complexity, so you don't want to be giving away any of your weapons. And so Complexity's early mid-stack will not pay off, and they'll start walking into the apartments. And Art, he doesn't sit still for long. He's going to start walking into them. And Rush, he's going to be spotted looking for the pick, but Art's gone down. That does put a little bit more pressure now onto Caserato. The Glock's running him down, but Vinny's itchy grenade is welcomed by Caserato, who steps up with a 3K. And BlimF now with the AK. He's been able to pick up off the hands of Art. He's still got 3 players to collect here, and it's all about damage right now for BlimF. He's not really looking at the round win, but he's found the first, and now he might because they're separated. He's got a couple of chances here, but with 35 seconds left, BlimF is just going to run away, and Yuri will hear these footsteps. He knows he's gone into underpass, and BlimF knows the time is limited, but Yuri is still ready. BlimF's going to go down here, but he hasn't been able to pick up the kill. Nearly flicks back up, but Yuri comes in. He saves the day for FURIA.
That was so much more uncomfortable than it needed to be for FURIA. That's a win for Complexity. Not a round win, but a win in the economy game. Getting 3 kills out of that round where they invested $300. I mean, FURIA are still going to have a good amount of money in the bank, so it's not the end of the world for them. But if they want to continue to run this double AWP setup, you want to build up that cash, because now you don't have too much in the bank.
And Bly was talking about that on the desk, right? He was saying that, okay, it's really fun to watch that FURIA game plan, but some rounds you do want to see them temper the aggression, and maybe that's one of the rounds you are looking to that for. Junior yet again getting his opening kill out of the connector. He did that a couple rounds prior, and now a good start again. It's Vinny's boosted position on top of the fence that finds Poison, and a second kill in for FURIA.
Now Complexity may feel they have to force the issue to get back into this round. JKS sneaking out of the ramp, but I think those nades show that he has clearly been spotted. And he's not ready for Junior from the other side. A couple of nice shots landing early here for Junior, and that is a really positive sign, Dinko, because we've been waiting for him to show up.
We have. I mean, that's been a big talking point, is Junior and how he's settled into this team. It hasn't been quite perfect, right? It hasn't fit perfectly just yet, so we would like to see him start to get more comfortable. Maybe that transition period will take a little longer than many expected. But a good start here so far up against Complexity. Yuri currently sitting on default. Rush, alongside BlimF, have found themselves into sandwich, and they're going to go for the boost over the stairway. That will put BlimF in a better position, and Yuri hasn't quite spotted it. Now here's the nades being used, goes into the peak, but BlimF with the headshot. Junior in with his 3K though, and leaves BlimF in a 1v4.
Might try and get the bomb plant, but Caserato's close by, and the push through the smoke will be successful. No plant this time out for Complexity. That means their money will be running dry. I think in that round, though, we see the sorts of rounds we need to see more of from Junior. Because when you're AWPing on this FURIA squad, you really don't need to play too aggressively. quite often you'll have Art picking up the AWP and going aggressive himself with it. So I think for Junior, it's all about picking those right spots, being in the right place at the right time, and just holding those angles. And that's what he did really effectively in this round. I love that he had the confidence to move into that molly for the kill onto the site. Just a really solid round from Junior. And I think when you play on FURIA, that's what you need to be aiming to do. So great to see that Junior has had some early impact here.
And if Junior steps up alongside the rest of the squad, right? We've been talking about Yuri and Casterado. Very solid riflers for FURIA. If Junior gets into the mix, then once again, FURIA might have a little path out of what has been a difficult time for them. In this round, Complexity just have pistols. They're going to be trying to up the pace, though. Right through the connector smoke, Rush goes. And while they're not ready for this, Yuri, oh, he's whiffing. Finally, Rush gets his kill. And now Junior really will be tested. Good shot. Wallbang over the cross. Another one from Junior. He's looking to shut down the whole attack. But finally, he is plucked out of the air. And Art's AWP now steps up. It's just JKS left alone. The Australian will not find much success. FURIA with 5 rounds.
That double AWP setup paying off in that round. From Complexity's perspective, though, they are really getting a lot of success when they rush up mid like that, when they get into connector early. That's a couple of rounds now where FURIA haven't had early eyes on that connector position. Not entirely sure if that's an anti-strat from Complexity or just something they're testing out early on into this one. It's worked out for them so far. This time round, though, Junior will be in connector.
He's been here pretty much every gun round so far when he's got that AWP out. And it's Casterado is going to have that secondary AWP. But this time, no success for Junior at the start of the round. It's Poison that's been able to find the opening.
I'm loving that we're seeing an AWPing showcase from both teams here because both AWPers have had a somewhat rough time at the start of this tournament. They're both towards the bottom of their team in terms of rating at this event, which is not what you want from your sniper. Here comes Art, though. Some of that patented aggression we know he's capable of. The A site is wide open right now, but Art is on that long flank.
They've drawn Vinny back over towards Ticket because they're worried about this potential connector play now that they've lost Junior. But Art is certainly walking all the way through T-spawn. Do look at Vinny now to try and hold on to the A play that is coming quite quickly. Art has not been able to get in behind quick enough. And Yuri and Vinny, they both go down. Fantastic start here for Complexity. They find all the opening kills. And this flank that started at ramp has just been spotted and ended at short. It's Casterado in a 1v5 save call. Just fantastic, clean stuff there from Complexity.
And it's really hard to use counter utility to stop those fast pushes through connector like that. Because it's just one flash over the top of connector that Complexity used to pop through and quickly start to get vision onto the A site. And by the time you want to try and throw a molly, it's going to be too late because that backside of connector was smoked initially. So it's really hard to actually use your utility to slow FURIA down or to slow Complexity down because that's all FURIA wanted to do there. If they could have slowed Complexity down a little bit longer, Art would have been able to get in on the flank. But a nice fast pace for Complexity pays off. They are starting to find a bit more success now.
And Poison getting involved. I mean, he's a talking point, right? He's been out of the team for a little while with some medical issues, and he's come back in. And for a long time, it was a very turbulent time for Complexity. But once Poison's come back into the team, it fit really well. And I have to say, Poison's come back with some newfound hunger. His performances have been much more consistent. So I'm hoping to see that level of Poison here at DreamHack Masters. And like you said, Hawk, JKS is definitely starting to become much more comfortable in this Complexity team. That's something that everybody was kind of disappointed with, I think, at the start of this Complexity roster, right? JKS coming into the team, we're expecting high things, and it has taken a bit of a time for him to adjust. But things are now looking good for Complexity after that round win. But FURIA, they've got the double up setup still. They've got the rifles.
So far for Complexity, the mid presence has been their main aim in this game. This is the first round where we're seeing a switch up as they are all on the A side of the map early.
Oh, Art's going to get flashed into ramp, but he's called that off immediately and gets into a corner close by. Will Rush expected? He's going to go forward and try and clear it, but Art is still come through with a kill. And he falls. Now it is Yuri under the wood, unchecked. First kill is on Config. Junior tries to play through the smoke, but he's missed the shot, and that will put pressure on Yuri. He's just overwhelmed with the drop down underwood from JKS. And a two-man setup outside of CT right now for FURIA. Smoke fades away, but the flash will keep Caserado from looking deep into the site for the meantime.
This is so awkward for Complexity, though, because they have players committed to the site, so they really have to go into A here.
Yeah, and the smoke has a little bit of a gap for Caserado to play with. Underneath it, he can peer down deep into the site. And Junior is still in middle. You can see FURIA not committing to anything. They know that Complexity have to make the play. They can force their hand first. So FURIA, all they need to do is sit back. And you can see dropping Junior over to the B side of the map. He is having a little peer over there, but because he has the AWP, he can still peer into the A site with it from long range. They'll smoke off jungle, trying to isolate the fight, but Junior still has the cross. And there's no smokes left here for Complexity. 30 seconds left, and they're just going to have to take some jewels here. They'll boost BlameF up over the top of the stairs. He'll clear out top con and the bottom of the stairway, but with 19 seconds left, they still got to get over to the site. There's that CT player watching for the default plan. If they try and plant triple, where you've got another op over there. Vinny and Caserado, they're getting all of the kills. 9 seconds left is BlameF just getting frags, but they just fall away. They hide. There's no time. He had to plant the bomb immediately there, and it will be the round lost for Complexity.
Complexity had to try and rely on those flashes at the end of the round to just give them that slight bit of time to get that bomb planted. I thought once they smoked CT, they might actually try and just drop back entirely and use that as an ability to get back. But this is a great round to showcase what we were talking about in the pre-game, where Art is in the front lines early, getting that information, calling for a full rotate over to A, and FURIA had all 5 players on that A site early. That was a big part of denying that early aggression.
And Config, he's aggressive up middle. Art's been plucked out, but there's the no-scope through the smoke from Junior. Config gets replied on quickly. It's Vinny's walk-up short that gets caught by JKS, and his Complexity, they're up 4-3 as BlameF continues to run through. It's a smoke play that Junior is not ready for, and Caserado and Yuri, they've got to try and hold on this offensive coming through. Caserado's found one over to the B side, and Yuri's done well to find the bomb. He could get a second kill. That nade is going to go over the top of the stairs, and that's poison out of the round. And suddenly it is all on BlameF. A 1 versus 2. A fantastic start for Complexity, but it looks like a sour end at the moment. Bombs on the other side of the map for BlameF, and he's still going to find 2 players. Yuri's not looking the right way, though. Oh, he nearly gets back, but BlameF will find the kill, and suddenly a 1v1. Doable again here for BlameF.
Another smoke about to be picked up, or rather a flashbang into his hands, but he's not ready. Caserado catches BlameF off guard, and FURIA turn round a 2 versus 4. Smile creeping onto the face of Art. I think he knows they shouldn't have won that round, but from Complexity's perspective, this is an issue they can have sometimes. They play a pretty loose playing style. So that means even when they get those early kills, even when Config is doing madness like that, Junior comes right back at him. But they were in a 4v2. All they needed to do at that point is group up. But Rush wanted to pressure that B site. He goes out alone. I would have just loved it if they all tried to go into B together, but they weren't quick enough at doing that. They gave away the 1v1 fights, and now it's anyone's game here in round 11.
Well, it's the A play again from Complexity. Shot landed for Junior, but not enough damage for the kill, but that certainly will be enough damage. He follows up through the ticket box. JKS taking Art out. Now Yuri going up on the trash can boost. It's Config that's been thrown in the trash can. A good opening here for FURIA. 4 versus 3. Bomb starting to get planted for Complexity. A difference, a key difference in comparison to their last execute.
Junior's got another kill though, and JKS is trapped on the site. Not where you want to be in a 2-on-4.
Oh.
He might get this first.
Yuri's just giving him a chance, and JKS in the double kill. It's BlameF left alone once again, this time from Tetris. Bomb planted for him. Junior and Vinny starting to make their way back into the site, and BlameF is just waiting for it. Here's the sounds on the other side. Defuse being stuck by Vinny in the smoke. BlameF is going for the fight, and he's not going to be able to deny the plant, or the defuse, should I say. And a round from FURIA is secured. They've already won the half by a minimum of 1 round, Alex. FURIA are playing well today.
Yeah, Junior is looking locked and loaded today. The American sniper coming through for his team. I like this boost from FURIA. Just get that 1 kill to give yourself a better chance on the retake. And then Junior had to look a couple of different ways, but this first shot, another where he just gets it through the wall. It's so hard to play at this top level when stuff like that's happening to you, Dinko.
Oh, certainly. You can even be behind a wall, Alex. You can think you're safe running onto the site, and suddenly you find yourself dead to a wall bang. Round 12, Complexity. Their A plays haven't really been working for them. They hemorrhage too many players when it comes to the post plant. And generally, FURIA find themselves in a strong position in those situations. So Complexity go back to the mid control that has been working for them.
So far, with these fast plays we've seen from Complexity, BlameF has generally been lurking more than going in for the sort of aggressive pressure lurk style he sometimes goes for. This might be around where that changes. This might be around where BlameF tries to get into the back lines. It's Config who almost got that shot, but it was Poison who was there to help him. And Art is incredibly low on health, trapped on that right side. A lot of stray bullets being put his way. Might be in trouble here.
Oh, JKS tries to make the play out Palace, but it's Yuri that's come in with the kill. And Art has to change position. He's extremely low. Like you mentioned earlier, 9 HP. And Junior, he's playing up on top of Ticket, and Yuri's just walked into the ramp. Junior has been fantastic so far, but he's missed this time. Itchy up into stairs, and Complexity starting to run down the A side. They've still got to deal with this double stack at CT, but also this secret player that is playing from ramp, and that's Yuri that's dropped the bomb. He's created distraction, opened up a chance for Junior, and now things for Complexity are running dry again. BlameF realizes he needs to flush the ramp player out, and he's done that. He's taken Yuri out of play, but there's 9 seconds left. They're getting the kills here, but Rush is suddenly in a 1v2. He taps the bomb. He goes for the kill, and in doing so, concedes the round. He needs to stay alive before the time runs out, and he cannot get it done. $400 in the bank for Rush, and another round lost for Complexity. Their map pick is not going as it should have.
So smart from Junior at the end there. No need to just swing straight away. He jumps up to get the information, spots that Rush isn't planting the bomb, and at that point, you can just wait, and you can just try and kill him after time. I think for Complexity, we've had a couple of rounds now where they commit to the A site early, and if they don't win those early trades, if they don't get those early kills onto A, they're struggling to actually get that bomb down safely. And I think a lot of that is credit you've got to give to FURIA. I think they're doing just a fantastic job at staying alive and making Complexity uncomfortable.
Yeah, it for sure makes them sweat, right? In Complexity, even if they get the trade kills, you've still got those couple of players sitting around the side that FURIA have been able to rotate quickly, and they're playing very well right now over on the FURIA side. I want to touch back onto what Blair was saying on the desk coming into this one, and why he doesn't really like Complexity going for this Mirage pick over and over again. It's too reliant on the Config step up, right? And he talks about Config needing to get those 30 kills, and he's currently 4-10, Hawker. So Config is the bottom fragger on the server, joint with Art, who is also on 4 kills, but not a great performance from Config, and that is a little bit worrying now for Complexity. There aren't too many rounds to play with in this first half left, and they're already down 9-3.
That's definitely a cause for concern on the Complexity side right now. And another thing that S pointed out is this is a map FURIA themselves like to pick. They've been picking this map sometimes in recent series. So for Complexity to have that confidence, in theory it looks good from the Complexity side, but then you realize maybe there were better options for them. Maybe you don't have to go onto a map your opponents are so comfortable on. Because right now we are clearly seeing that level of comfort out from FURIA.
And even if you want to prep for a FURIA, if you even want to try and counter what they're doing on the CT side, it must just be so hard in practice to pull that off, right? Because they're just so unpredictable. You know Art's going to push, but where is he going to push? How is the round going to play out? And it's that constant change-up of FURIA CT side, and just the simple movement that they've been able to pull off so far in this first half has made it difficult for Complexity to have anything that's worked out for them. Boost up into short. They do Config some damage, but no kill yet. And Art might just peek out again.
Decides to drop back. It's Yuri who takes the initial fight. BlameF there for the trade, and this A site does now look somewhat vulnerable. Oh, and Config's in enemy lines. He's got another kill.
Yeah, big kill from Config. Kesserado makes sure he gets traded out quickly, though. 3v3 for Complexity, and they've got the deagles, but Art has found the headshot. Now BlameF and Poison in a 2 versus 3. BlameF is aggressive with his AWP. He wants to get the pick onto Casterado, who comes around the corner. The flashbang couldn't have been better from Art. And the second kill in for Casterado on the MP9. It's 10 rounds for FURIA. They are dominating on Mirage.
Why doesn't my MP9 do that, Dinko? God damn.
It is
That gun
unreal.
is...
It's a laser beam.
Yeah, it's a little harder to control than you think because of that rate of fire, but when you can control it, it can do things like this. Flash around the corner. It's the second one that impressed me. Whoop, and he's dead.
It was so quick from the perspective of Poison as well, right? It was just such a swift death. A clean blade for the decapitation. Round 14 as Complexity are back onto the buy, but what can they do here? There's been a lot of close rounds throughout this first half. It just hasn't really been working out for Complexity in the late few moments, and a faster play up short against. Config has found a little bit of success doing this before. He was traded out initially but by Junior in the first couple of gun rounds, but Junior's elsewhere, and Config running up short. He's going to end up following up and finally getting rid of Junior. 3v3 right now for Complexity and BlameF. He's got through the smoke. This is that pressure looking you were talking about. He's in behind him, and Art goes down at window. This has put a spanner into the works for FURIA. They've got to figure out how they're going to deal with that potential flight from BlameF while also focusing on this retake attempt when they're a man down.
Config is in this smoke too. Once this fades, he might get the edge, but Yuri's ready for him. JKS sprays from the site, but it's into the 1v1, and it's that man, BlameF, that you've got to find, but he's smoking the bomb early, and the molly could cause all sorts of issues.
Oh, but BlameF's got out before it, and that bomb is planted for the apartments. The position is lined up, but Casterado gets off it. He knows BlameF's in behind the van, but now BlameF knows exactly where Casterado is, and it doesn't matter. Casterado in with a headshot. BlameF will lose out the 1v1, and it will be a halftime lead for FURIA. They're looking so strong that they just look so comfortable. It's 11-3 right now, Hawker. This could just be domination.
Look at how calm Casterado looks in that position too. Amazing work from him. Just to realize that BlameF's past the molly, but he kind of has to commit to the spray. He can't just assume Cacerado's off the bomb, so he moves out to the side, forces BlameF to peek into him. FURIA are doing everything right now. Junior even switched up his position in the previous round, but he's already out of this one.
Yeah, it's a fast contact play. Explosion onto the A side, but it's Art in the double kill. Yuri peeking out from default. FURIA finding all of the kills, but it's a 2 versus 3 right now in Complexity. They're going to start walking forward. JKS notices a bit of a gap to play with. He's going to smoke off the top of connector. As Casterado starts to come through CT. Oh, they're not looking at him. The play through CT's working out, but BlameF tries his best. It will not come through, and it's FURIA who lead the way at the half. 12-3. We'll see if Complexity can bounce back.
I'll see him CT. CT is clear.
Diffuse.
Defuse.
I got it. Oh, guys.
ICV não.
I have triple.
Nice!
Boa. Watch Tetris, guys. Watch Tetris.
Nice!
Why was porra? You lost Tetris?
Nice.
Yeah,
I
não,
was.
quando deu clear, porra. Ah, tá de boa. Foca bench. Go, pick. Foca bench. Bench dead. Sorry. Opposite triple.
Nice!
Nossa, mano.
You're my best friend, best friend. You're my best friend, best friend. You're my best friend, best friend. Everything is better when we are together.
FURIA are in the lead, 12-3 heading into the second half as Complexity have a very long road back into their map pick. They're facing elimination here at DreamHack Masters. My name's Dinko, joined by Hawker for this second half. And, you know, Complexity, Hawker, they had some ideas, they had some close rounds. It's just FURIA looking so cool and under pressure. It's looking good for FURIA heading into this one.
Yeah, quite a few close rounds in there, but Complexity couldn't convert enough of them into round wins. I'll be hoping they can pick up this pistol, though. A much-needed one for them here on their map choice. JKS has already taken a ton of damage early. FlameF was looking into top mid, but he's decided to fall back. Complexity have a little trap at mid, though. They've got quite a few players here ready to spring into action.
I'm keen to see what Junior does here at the B side of things as well, because the setup Complexity currently have, because of that mid trap, is just one player playing from short, but it looks like they're going to find FURIA walking into that trap. It's FlameF, should I say. The trap walks into them. Config with the headshot. Yuri and Art both fall. Fantastic start here from Complexity on the CT pistol. They needed this good start. You said that, Hawker, and so far, so good.
B-site's still open though, Dinko. There's the chance that the bomb could sneak in for the plant. This fight is crucial though, and Junior has the P250 for range, but he's not landing the shots, and the rotate is arriving.
Yeah, the time taken in these duels has allowed that rotation to come in, and the bomb is still stuck in the apartments right now. I don't envy Casterado. Players all over the B site. BlameF close behind him as well. They're not giving him chances at all here, and finally BlameF will go for that information. They confirm that the last player is up in the apartments with the bomb. With 25 seconds left, they're just drawing out the time. They're allowing the double pushing from all the apartments. Casterado didn't have his gun out, and Config easily takes him out. A clean pistol win for Complexity, and that is the start. How they mean to go on here, Hawker. They need to keep that up.
I really like that pistol round call from Complexity too, because think of that from FURIA's perspective. They're just seeing BlameF peek into top mid, and they think to themselves, okay, we need to capitalize. BlameF is trapped in mid. We can try and run him down. He was pretending to just be a damsel in distress. FURIA thought they could quickly find him, and then he had much more backup on mid, ready to just land all those long-range shots and basically just bait FURIA into those long-range fights.
Yeah, well, it's their fault, really. You can never really imagine BlameF as a damsel in distress, can you? I think he could handle himself in those situations. And I think Complexity will handle themselves in this situation as well. Speaking of BlameF, he's up against the Glocks. He's having fun. Shutting down the first one. The walk out into default. JKS and Config. Poison stepping out with his MP9 as well. Bomb down. Last remaining players, Yuri. And they'll close it out. They convert the pistol. And, you know, FURIA, they didn't get a bomb plant in either of those rounds. So, coming into their purchase here, they won't have all the utility in the world. They won't have any of that reserve cash either. So, I mean, moving forward, there's a good chance here for Complexity to get a very good start in this second half.
These SMG kills for Poison make a good deal of difference too. An extra $1,200 will help him get that AWP into this first gun round. I've got to assume FURIA realized that though. They saw those SMG kills come in, so from FURIA's perspective, I would expect them to be ready for that AWP.
Yeah, they go for that fast mid-take here on FURIA. The AWP is in connector, and they're going to get close. That might just put Poison under pressure, especially with that flash connecting. It looks like they want to go for this window boost here for FURIA. They'll send a player up there. Of course, it's Art into the window just as the smoke fades away. Art has got his position. BlameF seems to be aware of this possibility. He's got a good setup for it. Now JKS' turn to see if he can gather some info. Just shoulder baiting in towards the ramp, trying to get that information, and has a smoke ready to deploy. This jewel, Art will certainly be the crown jewel in the attack. He's the player in the strongest position, but BlameF is currently watching it. He can't move out of this spot just yet. He needs a distraction from his teammates in the smoke. That could work as well. BlameF is under pressure, goes right to the smoke, finds Art. Poison on the AWP, getting the first kill, and BlameF, he's stepping up. Another round, looking good for BlameF, and they clean it up. That's a gun round for FURIA, dispatched in seconds.
And Art was getting shut down in that first half. he hasn't had the best tournament so far. His recent form hasn't been as good as he would want so far throughout this event. He's actually the lowest rated player for FURIA at the tournament right now, just below Junior. So the fact that they were shutting down Art in that first half means now on this T side, they might be able to do the same here. And if you can stop some of those early plays of Art, it can really quickly pull that one card out of the bottom, Dinko, and just the whole house of cards can collapse.
They're looking for a bomb plant here for FURIA. They want some extra money. They've got Caserado up in Palace, but the rest of the squad going through ramp, at least attempting to go through the ramp. BlameF and Poison stopping them in their tracks, and finally Vinny will get something for his team, but for the most part it is very good here for Complexity. JKS and BlameF picking up easy frags, and I do keep saying a fantastic start into the second half for Complexity, but it's very comfortable. Look at the money that's built up for them.
FURIA have to take a timeout. I feel like BlameF is getting to that point where he just plays so well, so consistently, that sometimes we don't talk about him. But he's just so good. It's crazy how consistent this guy is at always putting up numbers. He obviously takes a lot of the roles on the team to be put in some of those fragging positions. But it's still, you know, one thing to be put in those positions. It's another thing to actually get the kills as consistently as he does.
Yeah, and BlameF, you know, on Mirage used to be his playground, if you remember back to when he was playing for Epsilon and really coming up through the ranks and then getting his chance over at Heroic. Mirage was always a map that he could just individually carry on, and now he's doing it, at least here for Complexity, getting them into the second half. 23-11 for BlameF. Poison going for some mid-aggression on this AWP. Art looks to meet him.
Oh. Exchange of nades. Poison's able to get himself established on the angle, but it's the B site we need to look at. Caserado leading the charge onto B, clearing these angles. Rush is instantly traded, and it's up to Config on the site.
Yeah, good stuff from Rush to be able to pick up one in the MP9, but you really are looking to Config to step up on this attack. He's transitioned his position over to the bench, and he's managed 2 on the defense, and that is enough as Poison has arrived to the party. It leaves Vinny in this 1v3. He's not comfortable going for the plant yet. He wants to get some more info. He wants to see if he can find a fight to put it into a better situation, but all this is going to do is allow extra time for Complexity to get into better spots, and they don't even need a better spot. Poison just sat back, watched for the crossover, and it's an 8th round for Complexity.
Love that little positioning change from Config there. We always talk about his aim, but this is a round where it's the reposition that makes all the difference. You can see Art not even looking this way because Config had already pulled the trigger from the back of the site, and there was a very tight timing window for him to be able to cross over to that bench position. So really good stuff from Config to catch a second player off guard. And now that FURIA are down to a weaker buy, they want to up the pace.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how this setup is going to hold on. Rush has been blinded. He's forced into a transition. And Config, he's under pressure, but he's going to handle it well. It's Rush that's been able to help him out there. And BlameF getting 1 nade kill, but the pistols and the Galil, they're overwhelming the defense. Vinny and Art have come in with headshots, and that bomb can go down. That's number 1 done here for FURIA. Bomb plant secure, but now they're looking for the round win. And it's doable. They've got M4s. They've got an M4, should I say. Galil's still here for Vinny. FURIA hasn't been able to find an upgraded weapon, but still potent with the Tech 9 if his position comes out strong. And Complexity all coming through the same position. They can be funneled right into the rifles, and BlameF has gone down. JKS trying to limit some of the spots they could be playing from, trying to break up this fight, but it's not been working for them. And now Vinny jumps around the corner. The Brazilian Flare coming through in this round. It's the B-Rush that has got FURIA, their 13th. And JKS looks to try and drop a rifle on the fallback, but he is not going to be able to do that. And 13 rounds for FURIA in the most unlikely round of the second half so far.
Complexity all end up rotating through Kitchen there, which ends up becoming a problem. And I wonder if Complexity weren't expecting that extra smoke that FURIA kept for the post plant. Normally on those sorts of rounds where your economy is limited, you're not expecting your opponents to have those nades left. You're expecting your opponents to use all those limited nades early in the round, but just having that one smoke to cut off the Kitchen players ended up making a massive difference there.
And Poison gets up short early, looking for the fight. This is a position we see Poison be so comfortable in time and time again. It's Complexity looking to bite back, and so far their bite is strong at the start of round 22.
Quick response from FURIA, though. Giving up on that mid control entirely. and instead looking for some control elsewhere. The A bomb site looks to be their target right now. Config's AWP is still close by though, so they could do with some good utility here to counter that sniper.
Yeah, they smoke off stairs and jungle. That does isolate JKS in its sandwich right now. They only have a couple of smokes available to them on FURIA, and they're just going to play contact because of that. And JKS, is he ready for it? No. The explosion out from Vinny, the headshot in, and now it's Config playing further back on that secondary AWP. His main AWPer, his primary AWPer out of play, and BlimmF is dragging himself over to try and hold on to this A attack. Vinny's going to get the bomb down, or at least look to try and plant it. Config is moving forward, hasn't been given a chance, but finally the shot will come through, and it's Junior stepping up. 2 big kills for him, and it leaves BlimmF in a 1v3. He's got some money in the bank here as well, but this round is not looking that great for BlimmF's chances. So he is walking away, checking into middle. Now dropping down into the underpass. FURIA, a nice contact explosion, limited on the utility in the final few seconds there.
I think it was a really good idea to go contact too at that point. They put that early pressure on mid, and then they were just hoping that Complexity wouldn't be ready for the fast walkout onto A. I think from Complexity's perspective, the issue they had there is it looked like the call was, let's just all play back. Let's all play super safe now that we have the man advantage. But JKS was already committed to that sandwich position, and it's really hard to fall back from there safely. You can't really do that. Otherwise, you're just risking going down in transition. So he sticks to that spot. He has to be committed to the site, and he didn't have the assistance he would have wanted in that position. That's what allows FURIA to get on the site so fast. The call ends up being great for them, and FURIA take 14 rounds, edging closer and closer to victory.
Oh, BlimmF starts off the round well for Complexity as JKS goes for the ramp progression, nearly walks away with a double kill, but is traded out by Yuri. Still a man advantage for Complexity.
Yeah, again, the Panthers are going to have to bounce back from a man disadvantage. It is a Panther, right? Do you know,
It looks
Dinko?
like it. It looks like it. I may be
Well, I'm going
totally
with
wrong.
it. I don't have a degree in animals? That's not a degree.
In animals, yes. My degree in animals. Well, Poison is an animal, and he's found himself one on the Junior. Has been very solid so far, but Complexity, they're looking comfortable in this round. Smoke out to try and collect that bomb once again. It might just let them get over Tetris, which would put pressure on Poison, as Yuri has a better vantage point and a better angle to fight, but good fallback from Poison. Realizing you don't want to be committed to the site there. You don't want to give any chances for FURIA back into this round. Strength in numbers, play together, and BlimmF coming in on the T-spawn flank. But Vinny is ready for this. He's going to look back, and BlimmF might not win this duel out, and Vinny so ready, so clean, and BlimmF down. That's now a 2v3, and Config, he's ready for that B play. He's ready for that opening, and they're going to run it back over there, but Config's already got into position.
Lovely quick response, but FURIA is spreading out. Yuri's staying in towards A ramp. The bomb's going to go mid, and they found the weak point here.
I love that. I love this call from FURIA. They always have these risky but effective late round calls, but they're going to send the ball up short, and Config's in the perfect position. 10 seconds left, no time to win the round, and Yuri's going to back away. We think that the bomb's going to go connector, but it goes up into the short play, and Config had the perfect spot for that.
I think this round is a perfect example of what Complexity wanted to do in the previous, though. Complexity get that man advantage here. Only this time, Poison's on A with the AWP in a much more passive position. So when FURIA go for that contact A play, like they did in the previous round, Poison's in a much better position to deal with it. He's got the AWP on a longer range angle where he can play safe pretty easily. So that's why Complexity were making that call in the previous round, and this time it works for them. This time they have the positions to make it work, despite FURIA causing a scare for a second at the end of the round. It is Complexity who come out on top. I'm glad we're getting a close game here, though, Dinko. I was a bit worried.
I was very worried, honestly, going into the second half there, that 12-3 down, Complexity just looking down and out, but they have started to come back into this one. It's going to be a double up setup for Complexity, Poison and Config continuing that over for FURIA. Oh, you cannot talk about their AWPer enough. Junior has had a fantastic showing here so far. We'll see if he can close it out strong as well. They have chances here in the gun round. Config this time playing short aggressively, looking for that pick on the edge of the smoke, but he's going to drop back, and just in time as well, because here comes the B play. Casterato's jumped out. He's so good at just creating this pressure, but Rush and Config, they handle the pressure.
And now Vinny has to try and make a solo play out onto A. JKS should be well prepared for it, though. Easy headshot in behind. Desperation play for FURIA after losing the early fights. Art in connector, caught off guard by BlameF. Feels like BlameF has had Art's number throughout this game. A number of occasions, those two have gone head-to-head. BlameF tended to get the better of it. And as well as Junior has been playing in this game, even with that Dragon Lore, even with that lovely-looking skin, we can't really entertain the possibility of this.
No, it has to be the save call, even with all the wise script writing and words that Aziask might set up for us with his Dragon Lore scripts. It's not enough to inspire him for this clutch, I'm afraid. 40-second save call for Junior. It is going to be a long one. And it's going to be one that Complexity, if they had some more money, would probably be throwing a few more resources at. So if you get rid of that AWP, obviously it puts him in a very strong position. But Junior, I mean, we can focus in on this talking point a little bit more, Hawker, because it felt like the Junior was definitely getting hyped up by his coach, his players. They're all hyping him up. FURIA do a really good job of just making you feel comfortable in the team, it seems like. And when you're Junior, you're obviously stepping into the shoes of a player like Henny, right? That's a big player to try and step up into the shoes of. So there is going to be a lot of pressure on him. And certainly so now. They're hunting him down. There's two players. He's not going to be able to save that off. He's locked out by JKS.
It was just after time, too. He's got $500. Oh, boy. That is a real shame for Junior. He won't have much to work with in this next round. That was the start of the round for Complexity, though. And I do want to point out something about Rush quickly. You look at his HLTV rating, a 0.9 rating in the last 3 months. That doesn't look great. But if you look at his actual ratings on either side, he has a 1.02 rating on CT side. I think it's just those hard T-spots that drag down that rating. He's pretty damn solid on that CT side. We got to see a good example of it there.
Four-man mid-take for FURIA, leaving Vinny just outside of A. They're going to try and put pressure onto BlameF and JKS. Config has picked out one from short as they're trying to get up the connector. It's Config that's stopping them, and he has halted them in their tracks. Vinny has got out ramp, and Poison holding the ramp angle. Aware that Vinny's already pushed so far forward. Yuri, good boost up onto the bench. Jumps up, finds the head of Config. His aggressive stance might just work out for him, but he's not able to hit the headshot. JKS is quicker on the rifle and recovered well here for Complexity. It looked like it had a bit of potency there for FURIA at the start of the round, but it was quickly stopped by Config.
Good thing that Junior has just about scrapped together enough money. Final timeout taken by FURIA. They can feel this one slipping through their fingers, Dinko. They had such a strong start to this game. A 12-3 lead at the half. But now it is starting to slip away from them. It's like sand through their fingers. They're trying to catch it. They're hoping they can, because this is getting a little concerning now.
12-3 half to 14-11, certainly so. And BlameF has been up there carrying them through, dragging them through the mud, but finally the rest of his teammates starting to step up as well. Config's had a good few rounds now in the second half where he's been able to deliver multi-kills. BlameF up there 20 and 13. FURIA
Just doing BlameF things.
Yeah, he's just doing ridiculous things right now. FURIA, well, they've got to try and stop that from happening. Art still yet to break double figures. We'll see on this T side if we can get more comfortable. It's another B play here for FURIA, leaning heavily over there.
They're deciding to go into underpass, though. BlameF was playing ahead of that smoke. He decides to play safe. Look at that response from Complexity. They're slightly scared of that B site right now. The fake's working out, but JKS is pushed in.
Yeah, Junior's got the bomb on the other side of this wall right now. JKS is going to go for the fight. If he goes around the corner, he could find the bomb and drop it, but he hasn't gone through. And instead, it's Art on the double kill. JKS knows there's players going over towards the A side of the map, but they've just got players everywhere right now for FURIA. And Complexity, they're getting torn out. Poison and JKS have got to turn this around. And Poison spots the ramp player aware of the CT flank, and Poison's got that as well. What a play from Poison. All three shut down, and Complexity reached 12.
How often do you see someone having to get the first kill, then look back at CT, then look back at ramp? Even Poison's got a slight smile on his face here. He's just having to take fights at all different angles.
Wow.
And he's making it work for his team.
That is just incredible from Poison, right? You get all the info I just said. FURIA have players everywhere. They're tearing them apart. And then suddenly Poison stitches them back together.
Even Rush looked like his mind was blown there for a second. Amazing stuff from Poison, and it makes a big difference for his team because now FURIA are down to a weaker buy, but they've got 2 AKs. They've got a couple of players sneaking up mid.
Config had a chance there, but misses by a whisker. BlimmF giving a kill onto Yuri, and this is not working for FURIA. They're trying to get into risky spots, but Complexity have set up well to deal with a lot of these T-side calls from FURIA, right? They're ready for those window boosts. They're ready for those quicker plays. And this one obviously up against some weaker weapons. It looks like Art, the only rifler left in play for FURIA, has been found as well. BlimmF breaks to 30. 31 picked up for him. Whoa.
JKS there to make sure that it doesn't get out of hand. Yeah, I think that's a great point about countering those window boosts, because I think FURIA were one of the teams that really popularized that initially. They got a lot of success. I think they almost set the meta, in a sense, for some of those early window boosts, some of those early plays in through mid and connector, always trying to get into enemy lines. But I just feel like BlimmF has been in position to counter that almost every time.
Well, we're going to jump in and hear the voice comms of one of the teams and really get an insight into what is happening.
Did he spawn? Not dead. One dead.
Cap A.
Oh my!
Nice, well.
Good job,
Thank you.
Well, hyped up, obviously a big play. You've got to support Poison there, but they seem like they're full focus mode right now. They know it's not a done deal. They have to focus up, and a play like that puts them in a great position. They should be tying this up. When you look at what FURIA have got, Complexity is certainly in the driver's seat.
I just want BlimmF to be my personal hype man after hearing that. He was hyped up for Poison there. Love to hear that from the in-game leader. Art has been taking a good bit of damage early in quite a few of these rounds. This time it was the nade and the spam into top mid that have chunked him down low. Queserato trying to see if he can pressure this B side of the map, but Rush has got into the midst of the smokes.
Oh, he's going to drop off. As they start to fade away, Rush playing a close angle. He has got his teammate backing him up from inside of the side. The config Rush combo here on the B side, it's difficult to break down. Rush on the CT side can be fantastic in this position. He calls the in for the Queseratos, jump through the window, follow-up players going through as well. Rush trying to find his second victim, but he hasn't been able to pick it up, and he's overrun. Config as well, and BlimmF, he's got over here. He's doing a good job of staying alive, and he's got another kill. BlimmF has got the bomb. He's got the round in his hands right now as well. FURIA have to try and snatch it back. And oh, Junior, he might just be the player to do it. 2 kills picked up. It's just JKS. Justin Savage looking to pull off the 1v2. He's coming through the apartments. 29 seconds left and no bomb down yet for FURIA. They're still waiting for Justin Savage to make his play, to make his move here. JKS spotted, and Art will find the pick. FURIA, they win out the round. BlimmF looked like he had done enough, but it's Junior that steps up.
Yeah, now that Junior's getting some experience under his belt, he might have to change that name, Dinko. He's not a junior anymore. He's starting to show us that he is a real force to be reckoned with at this top level. So much work done by BlimmF on the site. He was allowed to rotate in time because Rush was able to survive for a good bit of time, draw the attention his way. BlimmF got into the site itself, but it was all about those reaction shots from Junior, giving FURIA 15.
Oh, good pick from Config. We will see Poison often play that position, but Config getting that secondary off, he's going for it more and more, and he's finding himself success as well. Great opening onto FURIA, and a must-win round here for Complexity. And FURIA, a call yet to be really made. They're going to send Junior back over with the bomb at A, but in the meantime, it's another kill found for Complexity. This double-up setup has been pretty strong for them in this second half, and that's put them in a great position here in round 29.
Couple of nades into the A-bomb site. Vinny out through Palace could be the player to try and follow it up. Sitting passively for now, though. good decision considering there's an AWP on the other side. Queserato not making his move on mid. So FURIA have 2 players waiting outside A. Queserato's still on the other side of the map.
You're down in this situation, you do need either a mistake to come through from Complexity, or you need someone to step up and be that playmaker. Who is it going to be with the last 30 seconds here? FURIA will be mostly gathered in towards Palace. And it's Vinny who's the rifler over here, Junior in behind him. They're not going for anything at the moment, they're just taking that time, realizing that the money, of course, is in such a poor spot, it has to be saved on over, so they will save their weapons into the next round. And Vinny tucked up in Palace, just holding if anybody is to try and come in for Junior's ult. Junior has experienced that before. He's experienced the onslaught of players running him down in this exact position, but this time should be a bit more comfortable.
Round 30 it is. These 2 teams have been competitive throughout, but it's been Complexity's comeback in this second half. Their strength on this CT side with this double AWP setup that's helped them. I think FURIA have found most of their success when they've gone for set plays, Dinko. When they're just spreading out, when they're defaulting, those AWPs have been too hot for them to handle. It might be time for a set play here. And remember, no timeouts for FURIA left. They've just got to go straight into round 30.
It's 2 players out middle early for FURIA, but they're running through the ramp smoke. Art has been able to find himself poisoned right through the fire and flames. It's an opening pick for FURIA, but JKS is in underneath the wood and he has BlameF playing. On the edge of the smoke, they spotted Art, and they've pulled that kill back.
Oh, has Config spotted this man? He hits the shot. It's actually BlameF who steals it away. A second kill through the smoke. FURIA getting shut down.
And Complexity from 12-3 down at the half to what it's looking like overtime locked in. It's Queserato and Junior that have to pull this one back. And BlameF sitting in jungle. Junior waiting for an aggressive play from short. They need a miracle right now on FURIA to prevent this overtime. And Complexity know it is theirs and locked in as long as no monumental errors come in. Junior will start to walk down mid. Nothing being given over. Complexity playing this one to perfection. Rush is looking to gather some info, just jumping up, looking to pick up the information for his teammates that are remaining in the A side of the map with him. And now Junior walks up connector. Around the corner is BlameF, tucked in the cubby. Junior will start to make his play forward, and the barrel spotted for BlameF to swing out. Junior down, and overtime locked in, ladies and gentlemen. We're going the distance and a little bit more.
Good stuff. Now we are gonna win.
Nice.
Let's get it, baby.
Everybody's got their moment. When the sun comes up and I look around, I can feel that love. I can hear the sound. Listen up. They're never gonna hold me down. I'm higher than the ceiling now, and then I need to worry about. 'Cause I got no problems. I know it's gonna be alright. It's getting better every time. Nobody's gonna kill my vibe. 'Cause I got no problems. go back in time? Can you forget the lies? And I'll believe when you deny. We've always been the same, playing our selfish games, but never learned to say goodbye. You're my type, but I'm leaving you with or without tonight. Baby, can't you see that this ain't wrong or right? Cause you can't let go, but I can't hold on like this. So you can't let go, cause I can't go on like this. You said it's over for a reason. If only words give me that meaning. You wanted never to believe it. Think we're addicted to that feeling. Lately I'm dreaming about you and how you can take me right back to where we started. Cause I'm going crazy without you.
I'm gonna smoke it after that, but Justin.
I'll predict that. Dead one.
Nice.
Nice.
Yaps.
Nice.
Good shit. Good job, guys.
BlameF closing it out with nearly a 40 bomb in regulation of 4K to close it out. 37 and 15 as we head into overtime. FURIA leaning heavy over towards A this time, Hawker. We've got a game in our hands.
We definitely do. And we heard Config calling it from 12-4. He believed they were going to come back and win this game, but FURIA have something to say about that.
What's a faster A play out here for FURIA? Caserato not giving much breathing room to JKS. In fact, taking his whole head off. And Vinny spamming through the jungle smoke hits the headshot onto BlameF. The Kree coming into play here in overtime. Poison and Config. Double up setup, remember, for this retake attempt. So that is certainly going to be difficult, but if you can stop them before they get to the site, that'll certainly give you a better chance. But unfortunately for Poison, it's just a one and done. Now Config has a bit more pressure on his shoulders. They've turned it into a 2v3. And the bomb's not yet planted, and Complexity's going to start moving forward. Somehow they've turned this round into a 2v2.
Oh, Art's gonna go through. Config misses the no-scope, decides to back on up. And I think Art wants to get out of there too, because that bomb is making a beeline for the B-bomb site. Art's still fighting on A, but Config has fully rotated.
Yeah, once again, Config has got over here quickly before FURIA can get into the site. And Config, he's got to deal with that bench push. That's just going to be a headshot to deal with. And he's not too far off hitting it. But now he needs to look back into the B side. And that's Caserato. He's just missed that little timing, but finally spots him. Shot landed, but not enough for death. And that's Caserato coming in with a headshot. He's going to tap the bomb plant, and Rush is 12 HP versus 2 players. No bomb plant secured yet, buying extra time for his teammate to come on over. And Rush is paranoid about the potential flanking behind him. And Rush watching for the cross and over. 9 seconds. Bomb starting to come through, and Rush has creeped out the window of Market. He's got the first kill, but can he figure out where Art is playing from? The ever-elusive Art stuck in the site. And Rush has to try and dance his way around all of these corners, and Art in with the headshot. 16 rounds for FURIA. A fantastic start into overtime.
Just so hard to predict where Art is playing from at the end there, because they saw him at mid earlier, so he could have been on short. He could have been just sitting in the B apartments playing the post plant. He could have been on the bomb site. There were just so many different positions that Rush had to be aware of. I think when you see that bomb planted out in that open spot, you kind of know Art is probably on the site or maybe on short. So he has this right sort of read, just can't get the specifics correct. And FURIA, I really like that switch up. They go for a fast play together. This time they're faking these smokes into the A site. That's 4 smokes thrown onto A.
Hasn't quite budged away the only B defender though, so they're going to try and move forward and take the fake out from Vinny. He runs through the smoke, and now Caserato, he has a chance here in the 1v1 against Rush, and he's going to win it. Flash over the top from Art, and now that's a big opening. But there's been no smokes down into Config's face. Instead, they use a flashbang to get rid of his AWP, and that allows safe passage for the bomb plant. They throw the Molotov into Market. BlameF not too far off getting that kill on Caserato, but once again, it's an equilibrium into this. JKS is a little far away, so they do have to wait for him to get over and in for this B retake attempt. He's going through the T apartments, and Yuri's waiting for it. Yuri was waiting for it, but he's turned around. And now JKS might just have the jump on him. He wants to move quickly as this time is ticking. Caserato finding a double kill. Yuri catches out JKS, and what a round from Caserato. 4 kills picked up, and FURIA go back-to-back at the start of overtime.
It was all about getting that early kill onto B. That's what they needed to open the door. They just needed a little gap, and as soon as they got it, they moved into the B site. And this is Keserato using that bench position to his advantage. Quick kills on all three players, and FURIA are hyped up right now. Even though that fake didn't work as well as they would have wanted, it worked well enough to get them onto the site and get them another round.
Due to the overtime rule set here, you can get that double up setup out pretty much every round over for Complexity. It hasn't done too much for them yet. Art has slipped through the short smokes, and BlameF is jiggle peeking for the bottom. Connector information, and Yuri catches poison. That could have been nasty. But it's BlameF that gets the 1-for-1 trade back, and they know there's going to be pressure on this B site. Config and Rush, they will be tested again. And Config, he's not going to hit his shot for death. Finally goes back and gets it. Then he's been tagged up. He's down on 3 HP, but it's only Config on this B site right now for the meantime. His teammates are close by. It'll be BlameF and Market. FURIA is slowing it down, taking a breath into this one. Utility trying to get out and force. Awkward situations for the Complexity players. And Config does have cover for the smoke for the time being, but it will start to fade away. And because of the time it's taking to get in here, that's going to fall out of the rotation. But Config with the headshot, the wall bang into the apartments. It's Junior down. JKS had gone on a walk back into the A site, and he's still over there right now. FURIA is still leaning for this B play, but because they're so quiet, because they're taking so long, that is keeping JKS over there. And finally, he'll start to walk over. BlameF and JKS doubling up for this 2v2.
That bomb's got to go down eventually, boys. You've got to go for it soon. Keserato was looking for this fight, but BlameF stays quiet, and here comes the peak. He's got the kill, and he's dropped the bomb.
Yeah, the bomb down is a big issue here for Keserato. He'll pick it up, taps, tries to pull them into the open, but now with his time taking the molly into the site, he goes right into it, and BlameF takes him down. His Complexity at least getting around on the CT side. But it is still FURIA in the lead here at overtime.
BlameF dropping a naughty 40 right now. 40 kills, Dinko. I know it's an overtime game, but that is still incredible. He's been doing absolutely everything for the Complexity side. I like that FURIA were going for these switch ups, but this shot, I mean, I believe that that's what Config was actually seeing. That's how accurate that was.
Yeah, it was right on the head, right? Spots the barrel. That's all he has is the barrel to look at. And the headshot comes in. Great composure from both sides up to an extent there, but Complexity making the right call, bringing JKS back over. We get into this one. It's Complexity on their T side. They did have some struggles over here, Alex. They have warmed up completely. It will have felt like a lifetime ago. But will there be issues again here for Complexity, or will they find themselves some success on this T side?
This time they're getting the mid control much more easily. Not even having to use nades on this mid control, Dinko. That gives them so many more options.
And Keserato's walked up into the apartments, blind is Rush, and that's a kill opening for FURIA.
Config bounces right back though. Oh, and here comes Junior sitting all the way back at CT, waiting for that opportunity to present itself to him. Yuri's playing back on the A site, and I think he's just spotted one man. The rotate's starting to come in, but Yuri's got to be careful.
Yeah, Yuri's been spotted as well, and Utility will be dumped on his position, but it's Complexity who have the site. The bomb plant's starting to come through, and JKS has moved so far into jungle. He's holding for that murder hole push, and because he's in there and he's getting this info, he knows for the time being that they can focus elsewhere. They don't have to worry about this. But a flash going through, they know they have to clear this choke point. He dodges the flashbang, and JKS in with a headshot. Keserato tries to go through, but you're not getting through there. JKS has it on lockdown, so now it's the CT play for FURIA as they start to move on in. It's Yuri with the headshot, but he's traded out effectively. And BlameF once again, monstrous from Tetris, but Junior will shut him down. The spray from JKS, and he gets away. It's Complexity tying up the scoreline.
They're just so reliant on that flash through the murder hole. There's a reason it's called the murder hole, Dinko. If you don't blind JKS there, you're in trouble. And even though the flashbang was set up, JKS turns away at just the right time, looks back for the headshot, and then having this position in jungle when the bomb's planted open is just so strong. FURIA needed some nades to flush him out of that position. Otherwise, he was always going to be in a great spot to close out the round and to keep us even. 34 rounds played, and these teams still yet to be separated.
Oh, trying to go for the fast mid pick, but Junior luckily gets away. Popcorn smoke in for Complexity and a quick mid take from them. Config has got so much ground already. He's fighting from connector and just up into his right side is Junior on that AWP. Seems to be aware of the possibility, but playing with smokes is a dangerous game, and Junior playing on the edge is even more dangerous. The first kill for him, JKS trades it out. Now the secondary AWP of Art trying to step up for FURIA. They're already a man up into the play. The pressure is on for Complexity, and BlimF, he handles the pressure. He was born in the pressure. He's found himself a follow-up kill that puts it into the 3v3, but Complexity are being chunked down, and Yuri with the shots. It's Config, the only player with health in this one. BlimF is on 2 HP, and Config trying to work the ankles. The bomb is planted for BlimF. He's got to go for it around the corner. His time is ticking. He's not really actually planning for him at all. It's too far to the left now. The cover's not good for him. He cannot get it. He cannot get tight, and that is going to be FURIA up to round 18.
Config did what he could, but playing that post plant from the bomb site is never easy. You've got all those different angles to deal with. BlimF was only able to cover off that mid area, so he just gets run over on the bomb site. Complexity not able to get into the good post plant positions. They had to commit so heavily to the site to get the bomb down that FURIA were the ones that had the edge, and Complexity's comeback could be for nothing if they don't win this round.
Their struggles were on that T side, and they've come back again to bite them. FURIA, map point, and Complexity's map pick. If you're just tuning in, you're not aware of what is on the line for these teams. It's elimination. For the loser of this best of 3, the winner will go on to play against Team Vitality for a spot in the playoffs. Complexity started this half 12-3 down, but have come back into overtime. Like you just said, Alex, could just be all for naught. FURIA can close this one.
Complexity continue to get that mid control. FURIA aren't fussed about that though. They're going to take back some control of the B apartments, and Keisarato's aggression is allowing this rotate. FURIA are going to start stacking this A site.
Yuri gets close to the smoke at ramp, and Vinny just pulled in the sanitary, but Config didn't see him. Put your glasses on, Config. 2 kills for Vinny. Art stepped up as well, and now it's just Poison and JKS alone. 2v4 for Complexity. Can they stay alive in their map pick? It's just JKS, and he's brought down as well. It's FURIA that walk away with an overtime win on Mirage. They're up 1-0 here in this elimination matchup. We'll see if they can close it in just a few.